Hi, and welcome back to Accidental Thoughts. I'm Jason.
I am still out of my mind. I still,
We both are. I mean, it's got to be pretty obvious. I got some sun this weekend.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I look a little tanned on the face, a little leathery. You know.
You ever heard of a hat? Maybe some sunscreen or something. Just something.
Oh no, don't touch sunscreen. I don't touch it at all because of it causes cancer.
Right.
So I'll just have leathery skin, but I'll outlive everybody, kind of like the Rolling Stones guitarist. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
T.I.L.
He's going to outlive us all anyway.
Yeah. T.I.L.
T.I.L.
Yep. Today I learned. That is what
Today you
my
learned.
accidental thought is, man. Let me tell you something. We're in a society of where
Pretty trending subject. I was today years old when I learned.
yeah, it's abbreviations. We abbreviate everything. You ever notice that? I mean, it seems like
Yeah.
it doesn't. What is the rush? Why are we abbreviating everything? What is the TMI? And I mean, what is how much time did you really cut down by either saying too much information? TMI. You're going to spend the same amount of time on the other end of this conversation. What does that mean? Oh yeah, like dilligaff. You know, just to say it, you'll spend just as much time if you don't remember it. Oh yeah, I remember what that means now. You see what I mean? Yeah. Yep. And hey, you muted your mic. You muted your mic.
Okay. Sorry.
I'm sitting
Jesus,
there
I
going,
muted my mic because we were
"This
having
is
a
awesome, man."
conversation.
You're going. You're like the world's professional mime, man. If I ever saw one, I'm like, damn, that was impressive. Not even a bird squawked in on that one.
Especially since you understood it while I was talking.
I know, but I'm still sitting there. I'm looking. I'm like, I wonder if this. How do I abbreviate this to him?
Yeah. I muted my mic while I was closing some things so you wouldn't hear the mouse clicking, y'all.
Yeah.
I was closing some more things, freeing up more internet, all that good stuff. And I forgot to unmute. Anyway, what I was saying was, yeah, dilligaff just sounds cooler when you say it,
Yeah.
as
Oh yeah.
opposed to, do I look like I give up?
Yeah.
So,
But either way, it's still.
that being said,
But with that, being said, abbreviations. I mean, it's acronyms. We use acronyms for everything, and we use abbreviations for everything. And it's just like it's gotten too far. I mean, don't get me wrong. I can understand it possibly in text messaging somebody or whatever, and you're doing something and you're tied up, doing whatever, and I can understand that. But even at the same time, you know, even on text messaging, even now, if you haven't noticed, it actually fills in the blank for you, gives you options for the word that you're wanting to put in there in the first place. So it's like, okay.
exactly.
So then autocorrect
In
says,
fact,
oh,
don't you
that's
remember?
not right.
Well, don't you remember a few years back, even we had those challenges where you start with "I would XYZ this," and then you're supposed to tap the middle button until it makes a sentence. And everybody
Right.
had these run-on sentences because we're so used to using abbreviations.
Exactly.
So yeah, I
And
understand what
it's ridiculous. But in that search, okay, of acronyms, okay, I was sitting here looking, and have you ever heard of a backronym? Have you ever heard of one? A backronym?
What? An acronym of what?
No, a backronym. A backronym. Have you ever heard of a
I have
backronym?
not heard of a
All
backronym.
right. Okay. Now we're on the same
No.
page. A backronym is an
Okay.
acronym formed from an already existing word by expansion of its letters into the words of the phrase. Now, I know it sounds kind of a lot, but do you know that backronyms are actually used by our government? The USA Patriot Act. Do you know that that is actually a backronym? That is actually a backronym. USA Patriot Act stands for Uniting and Strengthening America by Providing Appropriate Tools Required to Intercept and Obstruct Terrorism Act. That is what.
Really?
Yeah, I was
Yet,
there going, okay,
yet
somebody
they've
had
done is
time on their hand.
spy on people.
That's
Well, if you think about it, they do that a lot
yes,
in government, though.
right,
They really
right,
do.
right,
For instance, Biden had the Build Back Better bill,
right, right,
and we use the same acronym, the triple B, for Trump's big, beautiful bill. Yeah, and you see stuff like that all
right,
the time where they fill in that stuff, and then they'll have a little thing in there. All the little pork that they put in there, they'll use little acronyms to make it sound like it's doing something.
right,
Like, for instance, the one that was supposed to find better fuel sources that basically mandated electric cars,
right.
but it didn't say
Exactly.
anything about mandating electric cars. So,
Anyway, I was looking at something else on the other screen. My bad.
anyway,
Forgive me. I don't have an
you
acronym
good?
for that.
You good? At least you didn't mute your mic 10 seconds into the video today. I went stupid.
Yeah, that's what I saw on this end. Because I'm like, what are you doing? I had no idea what you were doing. I'm like, yeah, man. I should have just went with it. I should have. I should have just went with it. Oh, really? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. 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 So did your
I
wife
know
find out
exactly
about
what you're saying.
this trip
Farts
to the beach?
smell.
Yeah.
Wait, she was there.
Yeah. Yeah. Just on the other side. You stay over there. I'll be okay over here. Okay. Don't need to be seen with you. But but no, like I said,
Besides, well, we don't call Galveston a beach around here.
no, no. I wonder if there's an acronym for that. Anyway. But no, the thing is, I was
Possibly.
probably, not possibly, probably. Thing is, I was just sitting here, I was like, that is just, it's ridiculous to me. I mean, just sit there and think, don't get me wrong, you can have, I can understand that for text messaging or, courtroom messaging and stuff like that. But man alive, I mean, there was several examples that I saw just on just a couple of pages that I was looking at a while ago. And I mean, they take words like, dream or, you know, oh, your dream, because I mean, we know about the slang of what people use today, and we're not going down that skibbity road today. I'm just saying the slang of today is to basically, right. The thing is that there are words that it's like, why are we taking them and jacking with them? What is the point in that? I mean, I don't know. Because I was sitting, man,
Well, I
I had it
believe
right here. Hold on.
every generation has its slang.
Right,
Every generation has had its slang.
right. But anyway, do you know what they consider a lot of them, I mean, of course, you always have, ASAP. We've known that for ever since I was a kid. I mean, that's a given. But there are some, that have come along. YOLO. YOLO. Come on, man. That don't even sound right. I mean, it's,
Well, YOLO is just carpe diem for idiots. So
yeah. I mean, it's dumb. I'm like, YOLO. Okay,
yes.
but ASAP,
And
I've
YOLO,
heard that a
YOLO
thousand
literally
times.
seize the moment,
Right. FYI, for your information. Oh my gosh, OMG. Those are fine. But then they get kind of carried away, like dodo, dangerously outdated opinions. That is what dodo means. How
Yeah,
dumb. Is
I'm
there one for
curious.
dumb? Hold on, let's see if there's one for dumb. But zebra, zebra, zero evidence, but really arrogant. That is what that means when see people say zebra. This is
Okay.
and how stupid does this get? I'm just saying, man. Um, there's some here. How do you even do this? ALOTBSOL. Always look on the bright side of life. People spent the time. If I told you to abbreviate that, could you do that real quick? You know what I
No.
mean? You couldn't. You couldn't. Because you're going like, okay, that's the first letter. Okay, B, okay. That's stupid. It's stupid. And, and I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, we're all we all do it. We use it for other reasons and other methods, and I understand that. But as a form of communication, maybe it's just a lingo that maybe it's a code that we, Generation X, has to be able to crack to understand this generation in which we raised. That's what's sad. We raised them, and now we don't understand them.
Well, see, and you talk about you talk about acronyms. I grew
Mm-hmm.
up in a military family
Mm-hmm.
where I heard all the military acronyms
Right.
growing up, and
Right.
one of them you won't probably find online anymore because it's considered offensive now, is HNIC. And yes,
HN.
it means what is now considered a racial slur, but it was talking about the head brother in charge, is what I'm going to say,
Right.
HBIC.
Right.
But HNIC was the more
I know what
popular
it means.
slang of its time,
I know what it
and
means.
is now considered.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
heard. Yeah, I've
So
heard it in the
I'm trying to
past.
explain it for our younger viewers who have
Right.
never
Yeah.
possibly heard it. But it
First
just
time I ever
meant
heard it,
the
I
top
was like,
brass. It
"What?"
meant the people in charge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was. Yeah,
Same
trust me.
here. And then it was
Yeah, I'm
like,
like, okay,
okay.
yeah.
But
Let's not.
that came
This will
from our
not come up at
military,
show and tell at
our
school.
history,
That's for sure. I'm like, no,
right?
not working there,
Well, it's
folks.
like you said you were. Well, you said at one point your dad was Army. You ever heard of AAFES? AAFES? Yeah, Army and Air Force Exchange Service. Yeah, that
Yeah,
was the
yeah,
place you
yeah.
went and shopped for groceries or shop. It was the post, the PX
Right,
or
right, right,
BX,
right,
depending
right,
on where you were. You have the
right.
post exchange, the base exchange. So we had all that stuff. But the one that always stuck with me was the HNIC because it was just the weirdest.
Well, the first time I ever heard it, I was like, I don't know. I was like, I want to say it was like maybe 10, 11 years old. My
Yeah,
dad
that's kind
said
of
it.
offensive.
Yeah. And I was like, Dad, that's wrong. And I'm like, okay, don't use that anywhere outside of the cab of this truck, please. Because I'm like, holy crap, don't do that. I'm like, okay.
Exactly. And yeah,
But
like I said, it I don't think it was intended to be offensive in its
no,
time, but yeah, it was kind of offensive.
yeah,
But
I
you
told you.
had, and it was because they were. about the servitude of military service in there, but you were still higher up on the food chain. So
But like I said,
yeah, and
I mean,
I
and
don't think it was intended.
what you said, the military. You said the military. Uh, you can abbreviate. I mean, SGT. Sergeant. Okay, that's an abbreviation. SGT. You know that. Hey, that's fine.
Right.
That's understandable. But it's when we take acronyms and we take these words, and it's like, you should know what this means. Okay, zebra. Like I just said, zebra. Who in the world is going to know that? Seriously? I'm just,
Yeah.
it's stupid. So if this generation,
Well,
remind me again,
here's
what is it? Z? Is it Z? Whatever the hell it is.
we're on alpha. I
I
think
don't
we're
know
on
what it's
alpha.
at. What are
The
our
alphas are
kids?
coming out more
What,
like we did. So
what are our kids? What are our
kids
kids?
are
They're Z, right?
I think our kids are Z. Yeah. Yeah. I think my daughter is alpha though. I
Okay.
think my
Well,
daughter's alpha.
okay. Let's just say that. Okay. They're after this. Okay. Did we have a lingo that our parents could understand? I mean,
Yeah,
don't
oh
get me
yeah.
wrong, but it wasn't abbreviated. I understand, gnarly and crap like that. I understand
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
words.
He said crap. We weren't allowed to be that lazy.
Right. Yeah. While you're out there raking leaves and digging that ditch, you can say it all you want. Oh man. I mean, but we did.
For you that didn't transfer well from the military to civilian service. Um, POC. Nowadays we know that as a person of color is what they're using for the
That's not what it meant.
politically correct way of saying.
Yeah, but that's not what it meant.
My military, it was privately owned conveyance.
Right.
Basically, it was your car that you owned that the government
Exactly.
didn't pay for.
Yeah. And now all of a sudden it's that, and it's like, how do we get from that to that? I mean, that's what I'm saying. When did our
Exactly.
I understand that we probably took words that the generation before us used and we twisted it just like this. I don't know if we went as far as, the Rizzo skibbity toilet thing like that, but we took words and, made them. I mean, the word awesome, okay, awesome was a word, but we didn't, they used it in the sense of that is awesome, like awestruck. I think that's what it comes from. It derives from awestruck or something like that. And we turned it into awesome.
Right.
Yeah, we had that. I can understand that. And I can understand how my parents probably would have probably hated me say it all the time. But now, I don't know. I mean, today, don't get me wrong. I don't know about your kids. My kids don't do that. Kids, they don't do that. They don't talk like that.
My daughter does. My daughter does, and that's where I say Gen Alpha. I think is Gen X reborn. They're describing a lot of these kids as actually getting out riding bikes, like we did, getting out and doing things outside.
Right.
In the Gen Alpha, which is the younger kids, but
Right.
the older kids, like our your youngest, and my oldest, we're talking about like a world of difference between them
Yeah.
and
Oh yeah.
us,
Yeah. Yeah.
and even them and their young.
I'll admit,
So
I I
it's
mean,
it's it's nuts.
we sit here and we get upset with the way our kids communicate, and I understand that. But I can also understand. I was, I was not a bundle of joy as a child. I know I wasn't. I mean, I know that I was there. There should be some abbreviations that I could come up with right now, but I can't off the top of my head. I know what I was, and you know, and
Dude,
it's like,
mine were DOD and the PX, and the PX and stuff like that. I didn't, you asked me for anything else.
yeah, yeah,
AFN, Armed
yeah,
Forces Network. It was stuff like that I grew up
yeah.
with. And now I've got to remember all these
Right.
acronyms to
But
even
our
speak to
children,
this younger generations.
but do they use
You
them?
know,
Do they use these
or
words?
my favorite.
Oh. Go ahead.
Yeah, because they text more than they actually
But
speak.
do they use it knowing what
They
that means?
they text more than they actually speak.
I mean, do they know what it means?
Yes. In Andy's case, I can tell you he does. He does. He does. In the case of the things he's using, he's explained a few of these, just like you're talking to me.
Right.
Um, just like I can tell you, my son hates as much as we do the skibbity toilet riz stuff. You know, he's like, don't use that language.
Where the hell did we
That
get
language.
that?
The kids that are
Where
coming
did we
into high
hear it
school
from?
under that's their language.
Where did we hear it?
Well, we heard that. They heard that one from a show on YouTube that was created called Skibbity Toilet Riz. And they just kind of
I didn't
adapted the
see it.
language
So
from
who
this
told
little
me?
YouTube short.
Who told me?
I haven't seen it either, but I know it's out there.
I'm going to
My
backtrack
son
our
told me,
episodes.
and
I
I
think
told
you
you.
told me.
I figured if I had, you had.
What you got in your hand?
Yeah.
What you got in your hand?
I told you because my son told me. Yeah.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh man. Weird. Anyway, now I can tell you.
Hey,
I know.
it's been a great time. Oh,
Yeah, sure. I know that I was, I was not a great, you know, kid, I guess you could say. I was okay. I wasn't, a hoodlum or anything like that. But I didn't use lingo that would make it sound like, I was part of a cult. I mean, that's what it sounds like, man. I mean, I'm not part of, okay, the password is what? I didn't have that. Now,
right.
I mean, I think it was just here recently. I actually saw a message board for Discord, and
God.
okay, your kid's on it, mine's on it, and I'm looking at that, and I'm looking at
Yeah.
their message, and I'm sitting there going, "Do you have any idea what you just said?" Yeah, see,
What
look,
the hell are you?
exactly. It is total. It's like, what in the world am I looking at here? And and then all of a sudden there'd be a message come across, and
I,
it looks like hieroglyphics. It looks like just hieroglyphics, clink, 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 clink. And then all of a sudden your kid starts laughing. Oh, good one. And I'm like, the hell? I can't even get you to pick your room, keep your room clean, but you can read that? And I'm like,
exactly.
what the hell?
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about because I am in a text thread with my son and his best friend for when they actually invite me to play GTA 5 with them, which I've only done once or twice. But it's funny because our generation, we play games like that. When we play something like that, we're going in for the kill. We're like gung ho, we're gonna kill them all. They're like, oh no, you got to sneak around for this. You got to sneak around and not be seen because you'll have too many people to shoot. I'm like, I've got the
I'm not,
unlimited ammo cheat. Let's do this.
I don't get into that. I'm not into that stuff.
No,
But even then,
but I've been playing GTA since I was
messages
a
are
kid.
just,
So
I mean, and then they use, and don't get me wrong. I mean, even me and you, for instance, we'll go back and forth. I mean, we'll send each other a message or whatever, or, hey, check this out on Instagram, or hey, check out this reel.
that only work yet.
Yeah, something, and I mean, that's different, but it's not in the sense I'm sitting there going, sending a bunch of, here's a zebra taking a dump. Get the picture? No, I don't know what this means. you know? Yeah, I know. Oh,
But you're absolutely right
that
when
means
it
you're
comes
headed
to that.
home, huh?
Their
That's what
message
it
board
means.
literally the GIF, the GIFs, whatever way you want to pronounce it, the GIFs they share are like, who is this dude? Oh, that's from a show I watch on
Right.
YouTube. What?
Yeah. Or it'll be like one of my son's friends.
Well,
He's got a friend. It's like overseas somewhere, and I'm like, say that again? Yeah, he's overseas. Yeah, he stayed up late just to say hi, and I'm like, Okay. And I'm like, and this is the message that he stayed up late for to send you. And it looks like, I don't know what it is. I mean, it is like a totally different language that's not even used. And I'm like, okay. And then he'll turn around and send a picture of like a cat or of something stupid. And that's my answer. That's how I say yes. What? What kind? What kind of? It's like,
Is that saying yes?
I don't
Exactly.
know. That's what I'm saying. Their language is like totally foobarred compared to ours. Yeah, there's
You
your
ask our parents,
acronym.
I bet you they'd say the same thing about teenagers.
Hmm.
I bet you if you asked our parents, they'd say the same thing about us as
Yeah,
teenagers because
most definitely.
I guarantee you we had
But they
language
wouldn't do
all
it.
our own. We just didn't have the internet to emoticons and
Right.
GIFs and all
But
that.
I
We
guarantee
had
you,
to make up
they're
our
not going to
shit
do it in front of your
completely.
kids. They're going to do it in front of your kids. They're going to sit there in front of your kids. Oh, your son, your father? Oh no, he was every bit of a pain in the ass. They're not going to do that. They're going to sit there and they're going to say, "Oh, well, he was a very adventurous young man," and yeah. Then you have to get back in the car when you're leaving and explain to your children how your parents have become senile or something. And make sure that they don't understand. They know they're full of it. Because I, I was every bit of a handful of everything. I was a pain in the ass, and then why would
Same
grandma
here.
or grandpa tell me that? Because they don't want you to fear getting in the car with me.
Exactly.
Or
Exactly.
making sure that you do
Or
go
they don't
home
want to
with
tell you
me.
that thing. Well, no, they're laughing when we leave because they're looking at you and going, "You're just like
Yeah.
your dad was at that age. You guys are in so much trouble." Yeah,
What I
your
wouldn't
father was a good
do for
kid.
some GoPros in your house.
Right, exactly. Some GoPros, hide some little pinhole cameras and record the whole
Right.
thing. But I don't need to because I was there when you were that age.
Hmm. And the thing is, I mean,
What's funny is we didn't get that with Andy. Andy's the rule follower. He is the one who freaks out if anything changes about the rules. At school, he's like, "Well, they say we can't bring a clear water bottle. What kind of bottle of water are you going to take then?" Holds up big jug that he gets from his band. I'm going to take this monster of a thing and carry it to every class. Oh, okay. But you can't have a clear bottle of water. What?
why? Why can it not be clear? I would think clear would be more inconspicuous. Why not
I'm
clear?
using that as an example. It's not the thing. I'm just saying that, like they put it in a rule and he has to follow that rule, even if it means he's doing something
Whoa.
totally off the wall.
All right. Before
So
we're almost done.
has to follow the law.
Okay. I didn't want to forget this. And I know this happened at your school, your kid's school. This year, or at least my son's school, they can't have their cell phones anymore at school. They can have them before
Believe it or
and after.
not, it's a Texas
Right. Right. Now,
state, but they are leaving some of it up to districts. For instance,
right.
at in the school district my son's in, they've sent out communication saying that yes, they cannot have it turned on while at school, but they're letting them bring it because there are some classes where they have to use it. For instance, my
Right.
son and his marching band stuff
Correct.
had to use his phone for his drill
Right.
to practice.
Correct.
So
Yeah. I got the email from the school explaining, they can bring it in the event of, whatever they need to contact us, to come pick them up or, things of that nature. But between the time that school starts and the school ends, they can't be on it. They can't have it on, things of that nature. And I mean, I didn't grow up with a phone in school anyway, man. So I don't understand it. And I mean, it is what it is. I mean, my son's only going half the day now, so I don't realize like if you can't squeak by a few hours of school without a phone, I don't know what to tell you, man. Take a book,
right, right.
But
That's where I'm with you. It's like I know. that my kid, my kid does not want to even take his phone to school, even after we told him straight up that you can,
Right.
you know?
Right.
So
I don't have a problem with them taking it to school as long as it does not distract you from what you're supposed to be doing in the first place. And I mean, that's
I
fine.
think that's why they came up with
Yeah.
this new law
Yeah.
is to because there's so many. Of them. We see them on the roads around here.
Gosh, don't even
Driving,
people driving with their
hey,
phones
I
on.
would rather not looking at their phone and not paying attention.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
Yeah,
as you
I
know, this
get
is how
that.
I've been hit twice a year in my truck.
Right. I
One
was
of
on the
them
phone with
plowing
you the
through
other
it.
day when the lady rolled backwards in an automatic,
Yeah,
rolled backwards into the front of my truck. And I'm like, how do you even, and I'm honking the horn. I'm like, how do you do that?
exactly.
I'm like,
It's because these people are driving
yeah,
on the road,
well, yeah,
looking at their phone.
exactly. I could see through the back glass. They're sitting there, and I'm like, hitting the horn and everything. I'm like, stop.
I want to hear. This is where I'm going to challenge some of our listeners. I'm going to challenge some of our listeners on this one.
What's that?
If you have a newer vehicle that connects to Bluetooth, why the hell are you holding your phone when you're talking on it? Are you dumb, stupid, or just a moron? Which is it? Put the
I don't have
damn
Bluetooth
phone
in
down
mine,
and
but
drive. Something
I
that
wear
really gets on my
mine.
nerves because it cost me a truck and it's cost me a pain in the butt getting my other one fixed. You know,
This
so
is Jason's segment
put
of
the phone
how
down,
to relieve some stress.
drive like an animal, but get out of my way and stop looking at your phone. No,
What you ought to do is just hop out of the truck with your handy dandy little light there and go, don't mess with me. I'm on the edge.
that's sweet. I got a beat on you.
All right, man. Well, half hour's come and gone. And what have we learned
That
today?
quick, huh?
T.I.L. Today I learned what? I will not run into Jason with my car while talking on the phone.
If you don't remember a thing else from this episode, remember that one.
Remember, Jason's a man on a mission. Well, that was fun.
I'll tell you what, though. I mean, think about it. How many people you drive by every
Gosh.
day that
Don't even
are
start.
driving,
Don't even
clanging
start.
along in
Oh
the
gosh.
lane below the speed limit? You pass them and they're sitting here looking like this. How many people?
I could tell you real quick. I'll
You
tell
see,
you.
we touched a nerve on that.
The other morning, I was going. Where was I going? I was going to Huntsville. I was going to Huntsville. I'm going up 45 north, and it's of course I leave early in the mornings, and it's 5:30 in the morning. I'm headed north. It's dark, and I'm running about 70, 75 miles. I got the speed limit on the freeway, and I can see this car just barreling up beside me.
Right.
And I kid you not, man, it was a freaky thing. It had tinted windows, but all you could see was like four little squares of light from their phone in this car. And I'm just sitting there going, okay. And the driver's one of them. The driver's
Using
one
their
of them. And they're just, I mean, he had to be doing at least 80, 85 miles. And it zoomed over, went right in front of me. Then it went down behind me and around like it was circling the wagons. And I'm like, oh, gosh. And I was like, just let me get away from him so I don't see this in a ditch somewhere, man. I was like, golly, that's ridiculous. But it
It's the
is.
truth.
It is.
It's the truth. Yeah.
It is.
People, please, for the love of God, put your phones down and drive. If you're talking on your phone,
Say
you've
no
got a
to the
newer
phone.
vehicle, they have Bluetooth in them. If you have a newer vehicle, like some of us,
Yep.
just
Say no to the phone.
use a Bluetooth.
Yep.
You're going to die quicker from the accident you're going to be in than using a Bluetooth in your ear while you're driving.
Yep, they are. All right. Well,
Yeah, but they don't think
no.
that's all our time for
Yeah.
tonight.
We can sit here and beat each other up over this.
Join us again. I'm Jason. This is Jimmy. This has been Accidental Thoughts. Or what was it?
T.I.L.
T.I.L. Today I learned.
Today I learned.
There you go.
Ah.